I guess I have to start coding in public sometime. Everyone's doing it now, right? So let's set up a Jenkins CI/CD pipeline on an AWS EC2 instance and ultimately get a Laravel portfolio up and running. I'll leave everything default and reuse my key pair and security group. My security group is already exposing port 8080 for Jenkins, 80 and 443 for Laravel. And that's it. We're ready to connect. First, I'll install Docker to containerize my applications. After enabling the service, I'll start Docker and pull the Jenkins image. I'll go ahead and test it out and make sure it runs as expected. Using the default ports 8080 for the Jenkins web interface and 50000 for Jenkins slave agents. Oops. And Jenkins came up successfully. I'll then run Jenkins as a service to ensure it remains operational and survives reboots, providing a layer of redundancy. The section names inside unit files are case sensitive. The unit section is generally for metadata, like a description. The service section is for configuration. Here I'll set a log identifier and the commands the service should execute. If you're unfamiliar with these lines, exec start pre-runs before the main command. In this case, mapping the ports and making sure the container always restarts if it crashes. Exec start is the main command which will start the service. Exec stop is the stop command if we request the service be stopped. Also, the hyphen at the beginning of these means any error will be ignored. Lastly, the install section defines behavior. I'll add the wanted by directive and make it available immediately after boot. After adding the new unit file, I'll reinitialize the systemctl service and start and enable the newly created Jenkins Docker service. Let's see if that redundancy step worked out and reboot real quick. There's the Jenkins container already running with no intervention. Perfect. Let's grab the IP and add the port 8080 and see if we're up and running. Good to go. I'll just need to grab the initial administrator password at this path. That's not going to work. I need to reach the Docker container's bash session. There it is. I'll just go with suggested for now. We're in. Jenkins is up and running. I'm new to this coding in public thing, but keep an eye out for the next part of this series. Stay tuned.